Uh, it's October 19, 2013. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Hey, to all you soldiers out there, especially ones holding a rifle in the middle of the meanest, harshest desert known to mankind in Kabul, Afghanistan, hoping one day you'll come back home and see your loved ones again. God willing, keep that communication going. It's important in a relationship after all. Most people who are married can tell you, relationship advice 101, it takes two to make a relationship work. It's not easy for them as much as you being over there, trying to keep a sense of peace and a sense of hope to the eyes of a child. God bless you all who are doing such peaceful solution all over the world. So, carrying on. I thought I'd go over this article with the way to inspire many troops all over the world. Speaking of inspirational, we're doing a Stop Hunger Food Can Drive at the Soldiers Chapel right here for Campbell. And for those of you off base, you can check your local church listings when they're doing a canned food drive, Stop Hunger Razor. What you need to do is get vegetable canned goods, anything non-perishable, and drop it off at the Soldiers Chapel. Oh, thank you. Day or night, rain or shine. Square away. Help stop families from starving, especially children out there. My heart goes to you all out there. I always say, if you plant a garden, you'll never starve. Some people are so squared away to use mobile pots, put them in the back of their cars or trucks, little lids so the dirt don't fall out. And next thing you know, you got carrots growing, cabbage, you name it. Square away. 160th takes historic flight. You see. Now, ain't that especially inspirational photo right there? That's a B-29 used in World War II. God bless you, World War II veterans, Vietnam veterans, World War I veterans, you name it. Those who served or served. By Stassar and Thaddeus S. Dawkins. Joint Base Lewis, Macomb, Washington. An aircraft from the 4th Battalion, 160 Special Operations Aviation Regiment participated in a historic flying over with a B-25 Mitchell bomber to celebrate the historic advancements in Army aviation. August 26th, the historic flight formation, which began near Everett, Washington, includes MH-60 and Black Hawk and an MH-47G Chinook from 4th Battalion and a B-25 bomber, the same type of aircraft used by the Doolittle raid, which they were called upon in the aftermath of Pearl Harbor bombing. The B-25 bomber is quickly becoming harder to come by. According to the Wolf, there are only 6 airworthy B-25s today, and this was the first for their type of formation. And due to the limited number of B-25s left, it could be the only time it would ever happen. In 2008, the Historic Flight Foundation gained possession of the B-25. John T. Sessions, founder and chairman of the Historic Flight Foundation. He was only an airshow favorite in Europe. For the previous 20 years, we had friends in England who made it ready for flight once we were purchased it while discussing the process of taking ownership. An historic aircraft. Once it was ready, we flew it on the air show circuit in England and around the country. Following those flights, we began our trips back there, and after several stops, 32 hours of flight, we had made it back home. The Raider is trained in Northwest, and we were still using the same training area today, said Army Major Gabriel M. Wolf, commander of Company A, 4th Battalion, 60th SOR. There is still a B-25 Mommy at the training area marking painting on the runway, for which the Raiders would practice takeoff landings and simulated aircraft carrier death. So anyway, there's a museum right here at Fort Campbell that has all the historic stuff you could see to your heart's content right across from the War Memorial. Can't miss it. If you're going past the commissary, you went too far. Open Monday through Friday. Check it out. Next area of solution. Let's talk about domestic violence. God bless y'all. It's a touchy subject. Being a domestic violence preventer myself, I've taken part in several of issues and stopped it head on. No fear, no nothing. Be a part of the solution. Don't turn there and be a blind eye when there's a problem. Especially if you're living right next door and you know there's domestic violence there. Stand up, take charge, do something. You can call a chaplain. They're there to help once in a while and put you in the right direction. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, not just breast cancer awareness. Being breast cancer supporter awareness. There are lids out there brought to you by Yoplait. Yoplait, as you know, sells yogurt. If you look at the lid, it'll give you an address. Mail off the lids for you ladies. Help save a life that needs saving. They get a free mammogram every time they get a lid. Sooner or later, mail them lids. Look for grocery products that have pink on them or pink ribbon. They help too. They donate to a great cause as breast cancer. Susan G. Komen, God bless. One day, God willing, there will be a cure for all cancer. Amen. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month across the nation by Specialist Joseph Green, 159 Combat Aviation Brigade. Awareness Month across the nation has been developed to protect and honor families, which are one of the Army's most vital assets. The theme of the campaign is "In Domestic Violence, Recognize It, Report It, and Prevent It." The campaign aims to raise awareness of domestic violence, inform victims that help is available, and emphasizes negative impact of domestic violence. Domestic violence is an equal to sexual harassment and assault, but it's not as reported because it happens to the privacy of someone's home, said Sergeant First Class Tyrone F. Lawrence, a sexual harassment assault response and prevention representative with Headquarters and Headquarters Company 159 Combat Aviation Brigade, 101st Airborne Division. The Domestic Violence Awareness Month campaign is developed by change the culture that allows cases of domestic violence to go unreported by building awareness of the issue and encouraging individuals to report cases of domestic violence. Report it, said Lawrence. If it's not reported, the person is not going to get the help they need. It's just going to get worse, or they'll end up on the news, or worse, dead. How do you know someone's going through domestic violence? They have beatings on them. The person doing the violence is being really violent, doesn't want them being around their friends, trying to control their investments, their credit cards, doesn't want you doing anything when it comes to family around them, period. It's like you're feeling you got a chain around your neck. That's also known as domestic violence. When you know you can't breathe and you're not going through a healthy relationship, you need to take steps to get out. Whether it's call your family, call your friends, call somebody, don't come back. Especially after so many tries. As for you, those with kids, your kids and your wives are not your boxing bag. They're not to blame for you having a bad day or what have you because you took it upon yourself to go out and get drunk or use money that wasn't yours to start with. They are supposed to be people you respect wholeheartedly, especially those who brought children into this world. Their parents would thank you. The police department would thank you. Don't be a violent person. Take steps, go out there and get help. Take your frustrations out at the gym, what have you. Even at church. There are places, there are books on domestic violence. You can go online, type in domestic violence keyword on Yahoo. It would bring up a listing of domestic violence provisions and phone numbers, places, people you can call upon who sit there day and night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, who get paid to listen and point you in the right direction. Trust me, you're not alone in the world. So take steps. Better for you, better for the person around you. Damaging as it all as domestic violence it can be. Abusive relationships can destroy a person's self-worth, lead to anxiety, depression, while making the person feel helpless and alone. There are many resources available for families affected by domestic violence in each Army's family advocacy program anywhere on any military installation. There's also an open door policy. You can call the person's boss, speak to their chain of command, know your chain of command, and feel free to use the open door policy. That's what they're there for. I'm not afraid to grab a colonel by the ear. That's after coffee and say, gee whiz, let's go square away these troops, shall we? Or some command sergeant major who just woke up. It brightens by occasion. But they raise morale. Grabbing them by the ear. But cases of violence must be reported for the program to help victims need. Military One Source provides face-to-face telephone or online counseling, whichever most comfortable for the individual. For more information, go to the Army's Family Advocacy Program along with U.S. Army Installation Management Command in taking the lead in giving the soldiers and families the resources they need in order to prevent partner violence. According to WW, My Army One Source Command AFP provides a variety of services to enhance their relationship skills, improve their quality of life. This is accomplished through a variety of groups, seminars, workshops, and counseling and intervention services. As you can see right there. For those of you on there. You know somebody sees something not that's violent, someone hitting somebody way out of line, you need to call their chain of command, you need to look at the military one source, do something, don't just sit there and ignore it thinking it's not your problem. You are just as guilty as the person who did it if you did nothing. Be a friend rather than a part of the problem. That's also another way to relieve stress after having a bad day. Again, try a Diablo 3. Halo. They come out with a new one soon. Halo fans. Or turn to reading. I've recently turned to the Revised Division Handbook for Today's Catholic. So you can see that. You can pick up at Barnes & Noble's, your library. One right there. And it talks about, other than the reasons of God, God, the divine lover who found you, is one paragraph. Meanwhile, as you seek God, God seeks you. The Vatican II Dogmatic Constitution of Divine Revelation expresses it this way: the invisible God, from the fullness of his love, addresses men and women as his friends, and lives amongst them in order to invite and receive them into his own company. 2-1719. As a Catholic, you are called to seek and find Christ. For those of you who go to church, as myself, or sing with the choir, but you did not begin this quest on your own initiative. The initiative was also God's. All who followed Christ were once lost, but were searched for and found. God first found you, and he made you visibly his baptism. What he seeks now is that you seek him in mysterious ways your whole life with God. It is an ongoing quest for each other by two lovers, God and you, who already possess each other. Revelations, faith, doctrine, and doubt. God wishes to manifest communication both himself and eternal decrees of his will concerning the salvation of human mankind. That be Dogmatic Constitution, Divine Revelation 6. Revelations and faith. In revealing God and is not only communicating information, he has communicated himself to you. Your personal response to God's communication of himself and will called faith. Examples of communicating is praying. By faith, one freely commits oneself entirely. God makes the full submission and will to God reveals willingness to send the revelations given by God. That would be in Divine's Revelation 5:36-38. And having said all that, I'm going to go through a lot of quotes I haven't read. This book, I recommend it at any Barnes & Nobles. Even have it at the library. Put your iPads down. Go get yourself a real book. Hard work put into this by Jack Canfield, Mark Victor, Hansen, Sidney R. Slagter. God bless them for putting all these true stories, World War II veterans, Vietnam, all those who took part in putting all these stories together. Favorite quote of mine, many quotes, I'll just give it to you. Let's see here. We can't all be heroes. Some of us have to stand on the curb and clap as they go by. That's Will Rogers. Another one. Bravery never goes out of fashion. William makes peace Thackeray. The nation which forgets its defenders will be itself forgotten. Calvin Coolidge. Let me not mourn for the men who have died fighting, but rather let me be glad that such heroes have lived. General George S. Patton, Soldier's Prayer. God bless you. All those soldiers belong to somebody. They got moms, they got wives, they got kids. They got somebody who loves them. Liz Allen, Vietnam. God bless y'all. It's every night and day. Speaking of which, we're having a canned food drive at the Soldiers Chapel. Help stop hunger. Drop by and drop off some non-perishable items. God bless y'all.